Hello, hello, hello. Let's talk about shifting and changing. I wanted to talk to you about habits because I've noticed a couple of big shifts or things happening in my life because I had a belief shift. So, if any of you are ADD or ADHD or have some attention challenges or memory issues, you'll know that creating routines are pretty hard. And I held for my whole life that I'm just not a routine person. I cannot build routines. I just can't. It's never been a strong suit of mine. And in fact, like if I had to go to PT to work out some muscle or something, I would make appointments 3 times a week because I knew I didn't have the discipline. And I used to call it discipline to do it at my house versus like my husband when he has PT, he does it every single day. And I know so many other people that are very disciplined once they have things that they have to work in. But for me, there was no discipline whatsoever. One of the things that I believed or lived into was I can't create routines for myself, or I'm just not a routine person, or routines aren't for me, or routines are boring. You can take any one of those beliefs because they all connect and they play in my life in different ways. Every person has beliefs like that. So I want you to stop for a minute and think about what belief is causing you to create something that you didn't want. So for me, it's this idea of I don't like routines, they're boring, I can't do them, I'm not committed enough, I'm not disciplined enough, blah, blah, blah. Well, I actually broke my pattern of not being able to create a routine for myself. And it was based on a silly game. And it was the game that gave me confidence. So I like to play solitaire, like when I have a minute or two on my phone, or at the end of the day, it helps unwind me. And I've been doing it for years, but never consistently. Some days I do it, other days I wouldn't. But I don't know, it was somewhere around Thanksgiving or Christmas. I get this notice like, you've played solitaire for 30 days in a row, keep the streak going. And I thought, well, let me see if I could get to 31, or let me see if I could get to 40. Then it was, let me see if I could get to 50, like if I had the discipline to do it every day. And then it was 60, then it was 70. And now I'm up to like 107 days or 102 days. I forget which it was this morning. But what I realized in that moment of doing this was I started to shift my belief around, oh, look, I can create a discipline. I do have room for practices. Routines aren't necessarily boring. And so I started to say, well, what else would I like to create a practice around? And so I have been doing stretching because I play a lot of tennis and then I go skiing, and I need, as you get older, you need to stretch. So that was a routine that I had worked into my life. For the first year, I was very disciplined about it, but then, of course, like all things, it sort of peters away. So I started to ask myself the question, oh, how many days could I do that? And then I started to do this other little mini course on myofascial. And I'm like, oh, how many days can I do that? So I took it out of this place of it's something I have to do and put it in this place of a game. And what I noticed was because I was putting my attention on it, I was making space every morning for it. And then I found like, actually, if I can get up every morning at 6 before everyone else gets up or my day really gets going, I can work all these things in the morning and be complete with them by 7:30. So I started to do that and it became easier and easier. And now I noticed that my belief has changed. My belief is that I can create habits, I can create routines that really serve me. And for me, success is linking them together. Like linking the solitaire to the stretching routine to the myofascial routine, and then I do my intention routine and then my manifestation routine. And by stacking them all up, I have started this new way of operating in this new year. Now, is it early on? Well, yes and no. I've been pretty successful up until now with the solitaire and the stretching, and I just added in the myofascial last week, and so far every day I've been consistent and looking forward to doing it. And then today I'm adding on working on my treadmill for 20 minutes because when I was at tennis today, my instructor said, "Well, you know, Miriam, you're not the fastest person on the court," which I knew. Like, I play with 40 something and 30 something year olds. And so I knew I wasn't. But I thought, what can I do to improve it? Because I now have this new confidence that if I want to create change in my life and create some ways of being, if I can just keep stacking these routines or habits or however you want to name them with each other in a time box, that's where my success will come from. So I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to share this idea of if you're not getting something in your life, most likely it's because you have a powerful belief, such as I did, like routines are boring, they're not for me, I can't do them, that's keeping you from that. In order to break that, you have to look at first, what is it that you would like? And then secondly, look at, how am I holding this? And then the third piece is to look at this idea of, what can I do today that my mind will let me do? So, for instance, that solitaire game, when I started to see that streak going on, I started to get excited to keep the streak going, to say, oh, I can do something over and over again. I can train my brain a little bit differently. So when you're looking at what you'd like to create in your life, and then you're looking at what belief you might have in the way, I want you to do two things. Flip your belief to a more powerful or an empowering one. And then the second is, what's the best way to bring something in for success? What works for you? We're not all the same people. Everyone's going to have something different that works for them. I have a friend that does everything in the evenings. Like, that's her structure. After dinner, she gives herself an hour and a half to go up to her room without any interruptions, and she does whatever she does, and she gets herself organized for the next day. So really it's about you looking at what is the most impactful and supportive way that you can create some habit that leads you to success. But again, it all starts with whatever you want to create, what's the belief you're holding about it? Because if it's a limiting belief or an unempowering one, it's going to be really difficult for you to create that. So the easiest thing is to switch the belief, flip it. So go from something, so how you flip it is, if you say, I can't, I'm not. So mine was, I'm not a routine person. Our routines are boring. So then I flipped it to, ooh, routines are fun because it's a way to measure your success. I never had that relationship with routine before. But do I like to measure success? Absolutely. Do I like to give myself a little gold star for the day or a check mark? Absolutely. Does anyone else care about that? No, I'm impacting no one but myself. So this is the way you can begin to flip your beliefs to really have them serve you. I would love to hear from people on what are their beliefs? What's going on? How do you flip it for yourself? And then what actions can you take that build whatever it is that you're desiring in your life. All right. Well, I hope this was helpful. I was excited to share it. So, everyone, have a fantastic day. And I'd love to hear what beliefs you want to flip. I'll also give you any comments if I see that you're flipping something and it's not as powerful as it needs to be for you. All right. Have a fantastic day. Bye.